Welcome to Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness, the podcast where we're tearing up the rulebook of conventional wellness practices because one size fits all never fit anyone. I am your host, Joe Swenson, integrative health coach, herbalist, and the CEO and founder of Olivia Bell, a comprehensive lifestyle wellness company. If you've ever stood and stared into your fridge only to walk away hungry, or scrolled on Instagram for 45 minutes, but can't remember a single post that you saw. Maybe you responded to your partner with the "I don't care, whatever you want is just fine" comment. Then you might be dealing with decision fatigue. So herein lies the question: are you living your life, or is life living you? And while that question might feel big, maybe even a little uncomfortable, that is exactly why we need to sit with it. Life events can majorly trigger decision fatigue. Everything from being a new parent to grieving a loss or the end of a relationship, even a job, or if you're an empty nester. The fact is, they're one of the biggest culprits of decision fatigue, especially when the event is emotionally charged, unexpected, or requires a ton of choices to be made fast. I know this because this was me. In January of 2024, my world came to a halt when I was forced to make one of the most difficult decisions, and that was to say goodbye to my dear, sweet Olivia. Yes, I'm talking about the Olivia of Olivia Bell. If you haven't heard our story, I named Olivia Bell after my first two rescue dogs, Olivia and Bella. Saying goodbye to Olivia was extremely heartbreaking, and Bella and I were both grieving. If you're one of those people that doesn't believe that dogs feel emotion, I am here to tell you that they do. Now, I consider myself a smart woman. I have a master's degree and numerous certificates in mental health, fitness, nutrition, even suicide prevention. And even though I knew I was grieving, I thought I could still function as I had been. But the fact was, I just couldn't. I did make one profound decision, though, and that was to separate myself socially because honestly, I didn't have the bandwidth to make pleasantries, and I felt it was just easier to stay away instead of making excuses. But the day-to-day decisions, they were still difficult to make. Decision fatigue is exactly what it sounds like. Your brain gets too exhausted from making decisions, and eventually it just checks out. The quality of your choices start to decline, even if you're smart and capable. Psychologist Roy Baumeister is one of the most leading researchers on decision fatigue, and he found that our brains have a limited capacity for daily decision making. By the time we get to our 100th choice of the day, our mental battery is shot. Those 100 decisions could be everything from what am I going to eat to what am I going to wear. Now, in 2022, a study published in Nature Human Behavior showed that information overload can actually cause decision fatigue, especially if that information overload comes from digital sources. It will directly impact our cognitive performance and reduces our ability to make thoughtful, value-based decisions. So when you're 76 videos deep into TikTok, you're not exactly primed to make a decision. Autopilot is a coping mechanism of decision fatigue. Sometimes it works like when we have to go brush our teeth, or maybe we're driving the same route to work every day. But the truth is, many of us are running on old default settings that cause us to feel stuck and unable to make a decision. And if that's you, I want you to start asking yourself, are you saying yes to things that no longer have the capacity to serve you or that you have the desire for? Are your daily habits aligned with who you are now, or is it an old default setting on who you used to be? And what decisions are you avoiding because, well, they feel overwhelming? This is where the real work begins. Not managing your time better, but conserving your decision energy for what matters the most. There's a quote that lives with me, and it has for a little over a decade now. It's from the TV show Parenthood. And the quote goes like this: "You don't need an invitation to your own life." I write this every year in my planner as a reminder that I am the one responsible for how I'm living my life. I knew the only way to move past my decision fatigue was to make a shift in my life to slow things down some more. I knew I was ready to begin a daily meditation practice. I took a 21-day meditation course with the Paws First Academy to relearn how to meditate. And quite frankly, it did change the course of my life. I'm going to link the course in the show notes for you so you can take a look. If meditation is something that interests you, you're curious about, take a look at Paws First Academy's website. There's a lot of options and resources for you, and they also have a YouTube channel. If I haven't mentioned it before, my master's degree is in global sustainability. Spending time in nature is very precious to me. And what I did was I incorporated my meditation practice by sitting outside. When we're in decision fatigue, we don't need to be more productive. We need a nervous system reset. And there's no better medicine for that than nature. So I'm going to make a decision for you right now. And that decision is that sometime in the next 7 days, I want you to go sit your happy ass down outside. I want you to go sit in nature. Finding that time is going to remind you what really matters. Find 20 minutes, find a safe, quiet place where you can sit down and just breathe. I want you to take some deep inhales and some long, slow exhales. Try not to get distracted. Let your nervous system calm down. Experience nature with all 5 senses. Here's the best way to do that. Sit and close your eyes, and the first thing I want you to do is listen. Obvious sounds are going to come to the forefront. Maybe it's traffic noise or an obvious bird nearby. But as you sit and focus and just breathe, there's going to be layers to what you hear. You're going to hear sounds that you did not notice before. The next thing is, as you inhale, I want you to recognize what you smell. Do you smell flowers? Maybe it's the trees. Is there a freshness in the air? And then I want you to experience touch, not by you touching something, but by nature touching you. Is it a breeze? Is it the warmth of the sun on your skin? Or maybe it's just the weight of the stillness in nature. And then I want you to open your mouth just a little bit. Not big enough for a bug to fly in, but just enough. Can you taste anything? If you're by the water, you might be tasting salt air. And the last sense that I want you to experience is that of sight. Slowly open your eyes. What do you see? Are the colors more vibrant? Are they deeper in color? Do you see something that you didn't see before when you sat down? And not because it's creepy and it just appeared, but you just didn't notice it? I want this experience to bring you back to you. Because our senses don't lie. They tell us more about what we need than our minds ever can. And this isn't BS. This is actually neuroscience. Studies show that spending 20 minutes in nature will significantly reduce your cortisol, that's your stress hormone, and improve your cognitive function. So that clarity that you're looking for, it's waiting for you in the quiet moments when your brain gets a break. While you're sitting there, you should feel present, feel grounded. There's 3 questions I want you to think about. Are you making decisions that actually move you forward in life, or are they leaving you stuck in the past? Does your lifestyle reflect what you believe in? And are you living in a way that supports your health, or are you trying to just avoid illness? And if you just need to get unstuck and this is too much for you, I want you to start questioning everything around you. I want you to question your routines. Why are you doing the things that you do? Start questioning the relationships you have with people, places, things, even what's in the refrigerator. We only get one body, one brain, and one chance to live this life as authentically as we can. And how we live our life should reflect who we really are. So it's okay to question those things, and it's okay to start making a shift in a direction that is better for your health and gives you the ability to be proactive instead of just accepting things as they are. Because here's the truth. You get to decide how to live, not social media, not the person you used to be, or that wellness influencer that you don't even know. They don't get a vote. When you're back in your body, you're back in nature, and you're asking better questions, things will begin to shift. If this episode gave you a little light bulb moment, share it with somebody who is mentally exhausted or even doom scrolling their way through life. If you want more grounded, honest, no BS wellness support, come hang out with me on our website, olivia-bell.com, and be sure to follow this podcast. Don't forget to head over to the show notes for the link to the 21-day meditation jumpstart course from the Paws First Academy. Check out their website for some other resources and courses available. I hope you make some time today for some peace, some plants, and some paws. Thank you for joining me on Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness.